If you only have a weekend in Moscow, I would recommend you experience 3 things unique to Moscow to get a feel for the town. And I've got a bonus one for you at the end that each point builds towards, and it'll probably end up being what you remember Moscow for the most. A town isn't just about a punch list of things to do. The most important part of visiting is to get a good feel for the community. So this guide is specifically designed to give you a full introduction to Moscow by doing fun things that naturally put you where the good conversations happen. If you're new to the channel, you couldn't be in a better place to learn about Moscow and the surrounding areas. I'm Chris Carpenter. I live in Moscow and I've been here for over a decade. Professionally, I'm a real estate agent, so learning about what's going on in town and connecting people is what I do all day long. Here's the plan. We'll start with your Friday night and take you all the way through your departure on Sunday. First thing you need to do when you roll in on Friday night is eat something local. Then stroll down to our central downtown square to get your bearings. Saturday morning is going to be all about diving into Moscow's biggest community event, but this evening is about relaxing and enjoying some genuine Moscow community warmth and hospitality after your long drive. Moscow has a fantastic food scene for the town size, and it would be a shame to leave without experiencing it. Here's the first piece of advice. Don't drive everywhere. Drive to downtown, then walk the rest of the night. You can walk from one end of downtown to the other in about 6 minutes, and walking up one side and down the other will give you a good feel for downtown. If you feel like a pub style or burger, try hitting up Tapped or Hummel Burger. For pizza, you've got some great options in Wooster's, Slice, and Myelina. And for a higher feel, you might try Lodgepole. Let's say you go to Tapped, which is a favorite for many on our team and right across the street from our office. It's got a pub-style feel with 20 regional taps and some great outdoor dining. I would recommend always asking about their rotating burger, which changes every single week, and they just added a great new burger to the menu, their McAnimal burger that pairs super well with sweet potato fries and their maple cayenne aioli sauce. While you're getting dinner, this is a great opportunity to ask the waiter what you should make sure to see tomorrow. After dinner, like I mentioned, stroll around downtown. If you want to stop for a drink, Neat is a great cocktail bar, or if you have kids, Panhandle Cone and Coffee for ice cream is great. Stop off at Friendship Square. There's a really neat playground that the kids can romp around on, and it's a great place to settle in. Plan about an hour to 2 hours after dinner to stroll around and soak in the town. That's your Friday evening. Be sure to get some good rest because tomorrow morning we'll start your day with an event that half the town shows up to. It's the easiest way to see what Moscow's all about and start hearing directly from locals what they love about the area. From May through October, starting at 8 a.m. and going to 1 p.m., Main Street turns into a pedestrian plaza because of the nationally recognized farmers market. I recommend this because it's really the fastest way to get the Moscow vibe. Head back to Main Street and Friendship Square. The street closes to cars and becomes fully walkable. Aim to arrive early rather than later for easier crowds. If you're having trouble parking, you should always be able to find a spot in the parking lot just to the west of Friendship Square off of Jackson Street. Around 100 vendors, farm produce, artisan cheeses, meats, honey, baked goods, local wines, crafts like jewelry, pottery, food trucks with ready-to-eat meals, coffee, and more. There will be live music in Friendship Square from about 10:30 to 12:30 with genres like local folk, bluegrass, and acoustic. Friendship Square can provide some shade and benches to rest. Families linger here and kids cover the playground. There's 2 ways to do this. You can grab coffee or a bite from a vendor and then make one full lap down Main Street. This is usually what my family and I do. Or you can go for round 2 of Moscow's food scene with a full hearty breakfast at the Breakfast Club. Get there early because they don't take reservations and there's usually a line. Then do your full lap around downtown. Don't just limit yourself to the market vendors, pop into the downtown shops too. Bring a small tote or backpack for your produce. Credit cards are widely accepted. Shade does come and go, so hats and sunscreen are handy on clear mornings. You can easily spend all morning here. But what if it's winter and there's no farmers market going? November through April. Definitely start with breakfast at the Breakfast Club still. Downtown is still a must experience, still feels very much alive in the wintertime, and the only difference is your focus will be on those local shops lining Main Street. Just like before, make a loop downtown, up one side and down the other. This time, pop into the various boutiques that look interesting to you and at least one coffee shop. I personally recommend Bootzer's downtown or a little off the beaten path, but still nearby, Silos and Social. You're bound to find something interesting in your exploration. By about 1 o'clock, grab a simple lunch, sliced tap house, Wooster's, or Humble Burger. Then we'll trade crowds for local scenery. For your afternoon, it's time to start getting into the third Moscow must experience. Here's what I'd recommend, and we'll plan to do more of this if you have time on Sunday morning. If the weather's good, drive just north to the base of Moscow Mountain and walk some simple paths in the woods in Idler's Rest. If the weather's poor, you can take a walk in the Palouse Place shopping mall. This side of town can kind of be forgotten, but it still has some locally owned shops and eats. I want to make sure that you get some views of the Palouse because this area is just gorgeous. So about 30 minutes before sunset, head north of town to Virgil Phillips Farm for the sunset. There's an amazing outlook and you can get that picturesque Palouse sunset. Another great option for views of Moscow is what we call Top of the World. An easy drive just 5 minutes south of town. Hit it at the right time, right before sunset, and you'll see some spectacular views. If you have to leave early on Sunday or you plan to go to church instead, you can pack more in on your Saturday afternoon. Otherwise, Sunday morning can be a wonderful time to sample Moscow's nature paths and outdoor attractions. The biggest one and first one I'd recommend is visiting the University of Idaho Arboretum. It's just south of campus, 63 acres with ponds and bridges, labeled trees divided into Asian, European, and North American gardens. Also, don't forget the old Arboretum. It's smaller, more forested, it's got some great walking paths and more of a storybook vibe. They're free, open year-round, and every season feels different. The fall colors are stunning. And don't let winter put you off. The Arboretum is magical when it's snow covered. The surfaces are mostly gravel and grass paths, and they're super stroller friendly if your stroller has bigger tires. When it comes to accessibility, if you have parents or grandparents with you, the Arboretum is great. I might not recommend the old Arboretum. It's a little less accessible, but the newer Arboretum has great walking paths, no stairs, and it's super easy going. Park in the lot on the south side of campus, loop around the ponds, pause at the water features, and take some photos. You've now tasted the food, the market, and the landscape. We're now down to the last bonus must, which isn't another stop. Here's the real secret to understanding and enjoying Moscow: experiencing the people. This weekend plan is built specifically to put you shoulder to shoulder with a variety of locals at every turn so you can hear their perspectives, feel the hospitality, and see what they care about through natural conversation. I was on the phone with someone earlier this week who was considering moving to Moscow from Arizona, and his primary questions were the feel, the community, and the people here. After talking to him and hearing about the questions that he had, I made a plan to get him connected with the principal at the local Christian school, the liaison for the Christian Home School Co-op, and he was considering buying land and building a house. So I got him connected with a great local builder that we often recommend so he can talk to him about the building process here in Moscow. For him, those connections were invaluable. You can come to a town, you can eat the food, you can experience the farmer's market, but if you're not talking to the people and asking the questions to the right people that you're going to be living life with day to day, it can be a major miss. The people make the place. There's no better way to get a complete full picture of what a place is like than talking to those who live here. And many have been surprised with how welcoming people are here. So if you're thinking about visiting Moscow for a weekend or longer, let me know. This is my phone number. You can call me, text me, or email me, or you can scan the QR code and we'll get you connected with the right people and build you a more tailored itinerary while you're in town. And if this video was helpful, either of these two videos have more information on Moscow and what it's like to live here, so take a look at those next.